But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Matthew 6, verse 33. I pray you understand what it means and that you'll make the right decision. Alright, let's begin. Here we are in After Effects, which is a program that is used to create motion graphics and also to edit videos. Not only to edit videos and actual motion pictures, but you can actually use After Effects to edit photo manipulations created in graphic editing software such as GIMP or Photoshop. Now let's go through the interface. First of all, when you open up After Effects, you are greeted with quite a few panels actually, and they're located in different places. Oh, by the way, do you like my cursor? I drew that last night. Alright, let's go. So here we have our project window, we have our composition window, and it's really pretty much easy to see what window is what or what panel is what depending on the name given to it. Now in After Effects you have your tool panel located just below your typical menu bar, consisting of selection tool, your hand tool, and most of these tools, if you're familiar with them in other software, they pretty much keep the same functionality. Now over here in the project window you have a little gray box here, which is your preview window, and it would show you a preview of all the resources that you have imported into After Effects. Now because this is a new project, there is absolutely nothing in here, but I will show you what kind of resources you have in After Effects when I open up this previous project that I've done, just to give you a synopsis of what's this thing about. Now I'm just going to open up this. Now here we are in After Effects with a project, and there's not much items in this particular composition, but quite a few things. Composition, another composition, solid. These are some of the objects that you will use in After Effects. I haven't imported anything separate, but if you did want to import something in After Effects, you simply need to either click File and Import, or you can simply double click on the project window. Now over to the right side you have your info and audio windows, and your info will tell you what color your cursor is interacting with, as well as the position and the alpha as well, right? And there are more information that will be provided here depending on what you're doing, such as when you're rendering, when you're doing a playback or whatever. Now here we are in the preview window. The preview window is responsible for playback, such as going forward, backward, repeating, playing once, ping-ponging as in going forward and reversing, or even previewing or RAM preview, which would pretty much load this thing into RAM and then you're able to view the entire thing as it would be in a video. Now just below that you have your effects and presets, and they break down the effects and presets in folders. Depending on the category that they fall under, you'll find the presets there. Now there are some of my presets that did not come with After Effects, but you can actually install some of the free ones, and I'll recommend those sites too. One, well, you'll have to check the link below. Alright, so let's continue. Now just below that you have your timeline window, and your timeline window over here consists of your layers, and I guess you guys will be familiar with layers, but if not, layers work as a stack, and the highest layer appears on the top and the lower layer appears at the bottom, right? And there will be some instances where this won't apply, such as when we get into 3D. Now besides your layers you have your timeline graph, which pretty much tells you the frame that you're at, how many minutes, the length of time it is, right? And you can actually see the area. This here tells you how much of the timeline that the particular layer is on. This tells you how much of the timeline that your layer is currently on, right? Now you notice me scrubbing. This is your timeline indicator, and you're able to scrub to and from your options here, and you're able to scrub to and from your frames here, right? And you notice as I drag across, both here and here changes. Both of them pretty much carry the same option, but if you hover over here, it tells you that there's an alternate click for display style, which will tell you what frame you're on, basically. So if you click on that, or it says control click, right? So control click and you'll get the amount of frames, right? 96 frames here. Now there are different options down here as well for your composition, such as the size in terms of zooming. You also have your title and choose grid guide options. Title safe is for, well, let me just turn it on and you'll see. It provides you with this little border here. And what that border is for is pretty much telling you that your action shots, you mainly want them to stay within this area here. Because sometimes with the conversion from computer to TV, some clipping may occur, and you don't want your biggest shots or your best shots to be seen somewhere off screen and get clipped off when that conversion happens. Right. You can also take snapshots of whatever it is you're working on, and you also can change the resolution. Now, I won't tell you what all these do, but as time progresses, we'll learn more and more about it. But one more thing to note, your workspace is customizable. Example, if you look here, you can see all panels, animation, and it's customizable based on what you want to do in After Effects. Right? And if there is a window that you cannot find in After Effects, you can always go to Window and choose whichever one it is you want. Whether it be mask interpolation, painting, preview, paragraph. Paragraph is a nice one that shows you, well, it actually corresponds nicely with character. So what you could do is actually move it. Right? I forgot to mention that you can actually play around with your panels and create whatever custom view you want to have. Now, example, I move character and paragraph together because to me, they're pretty much under the same category, dealing with text. And you can actually move things around. For instance, if I want to move preview to the bottom of this rather than to the center, let me show you what it would look like. If I want it to be in the same group, I'd move it to the center and it appears right beside it. However, if I want it to be a part of the bottom now, I'll just move it down at the bottom. And you can have that down there. And I'll just put that there. And it works nicely. But for instance, if I don't like what I see, I can always click on Reset Standard and it would give me my original layout. Now, although you can customize your layout, you can also save them and delete them. So play around with After Effects, have fun with it, learn more, increase, and do your best. Lastly, God bless you. Take care.